Cool. Hey, buddy. How you doing?
Hi, Steve. Yeah, how are you?
Yeah, good. Thanks. Good. Thanks, mate. Thanks for jumping on and doing this little testimonial for me.
Oh, you're welcome. You're very welcome.
Cool, cool. Well, let's just fire some questions at you. Basically, first one, if you can remember, because it's been a while now. Like how did you come about coming to see me? It was how long ago was it now? It's a while ago.
I was going to say, don't ask me when, because it's over 10 years, because I lived in Exeter then.
Yeah.
So it's got to be, I don't know, probably nigh on 15 years, 12, 15 years.
Yeah.
I first started seeing you, Steve, because I'd heard about Pilates, because I'd had a bad back, and you run your Pilates studio, didn't you? SMP Pilates in Darts
Yeah.
Farm, and I used to come along as a Pilates student. And it was great, actually. That was pre-children. I did Pilates, didn't I, weekly with you. Probably didn't do as much at home as I should have done, like every other student. Come to see you once a week, but that was really great. And then sort of, my life went a different path. I had children. I didn't come quite as often then. But
Yeah,
so,
nice.
but yeah, about 12 years I've known you for, I reckon.
Yeah, mate, that's mad. That's mad. Like, you've seemed to got more hair, I've got less. I don't know how that's happened. How long has it been since you've been coming to like the monthly sessions now?
So as I said, I had children. Unfortunately, just time got in the way. Didn't come and look after myself. Didn't do that stuff I should be doing. We all do it. We all get kind of caught in a rut. And so I had a bad back, Steve. I don't know. It was about 4 or 5 years ago, and I tried everything again. I forgot, if I'm being honest, Steve. I forgot about. Well, actually, you weren't in SMP Pilates. You weren't doing that. So you weren't in Darts Farm. So I forgot, and I went to see chiropractors, osteopaths, and all these sorts of different things. And they were all just temporary fixes. They were all sort of, felt better for 4, 6, 8 weeks, and then bang, back again. And I don't know what made me one day reach out and just try to find you again, but I reached out and tried to find you again to see whether you could help me. And you were then in your studio, which I'm looking at you in now, and I've been coming to see you ever since there on a monthly basis. And yeah, and I don't know if you remember, I was skeptical is probably the wrong word. That isn't a word, but I wasn't sure whether it was going to be right for me when I first started to come see you. And after seeing you for about 3 months, if you remember right, I said to you, I need to come and see you every month, even if I haven't got my bad back, because I've now learned that I can't do it for 6 weeks, 8 weeks, and then put it down for a year, because you end up in trouble again, unless you've got the luxury of being able to do Pilates all day, every day, and stretching and win the lottery and not have to do these other things. But yeah, so that's that. I come and see you on a monthly basis because it just keeps me ticking over.
Mate, that's good. And you used a phrase I remember a few months ago back, something along the lines that I'm like your cheat or something.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah. So I've just done taekwondo tonight. I've just done taekwondo on Zoom in lockdown.
Cool.
And at the end of it, we did a bit of stretching. But the thing that I've always been terrible at is that bit of it, is the stretching. I'm quite good at keeping fairly active, but I'm useless at doing the stuff that's the stretching side of it. So actually, I come and see you. You in an hour and a half, or an hour, it's an hour and a half, isn't it? 90 minutes.
Yeah, 90 minutes.
Time flies when I'm lying on your couch. It's about an hour and a half, isn't it? You, for me, do a month's worth of my stretching so that I can do my 40-minute spin class and jump off the bike and come back home, or do my hours swim in a pool, jump out the pool, come back home, or whatever it is I'm doing, whatever activity, taekwondo, and not worry about the maintenance in between.
Yeah, mate, that's cool. That's cool. Now that's one of the beauties of it. It does last, doesn't it? It lasts a good month for most folks before those niggles start creeping back in. How would you describe a normal session then, from your point of view? How does that 90 minutes go for you when you walk in the door?
Well, so we always have a good old catch up, don't we?
Yeah.
We usually moan about West Ham.
Yes, standard.
We share that affliction. We usually talk about the rugby.
Yeah.
We usually talk about whatever hangovers we've had recently, and then usually I rant at you a bit. You have this ability to. I suppose it's that trusting over all these years for me to go. I walk into my studio, but nothing wrong with my back, and then I go all this other stuff that's going on in my life, and you pick up on some key points, and then I tend, we're rambling away like I am now. We have a chat, and I tend to go, the other day, my knee hurt a bit, and you go, oh, right, and you home in. I lie down on your couch, and we have a 90-minute session. You stretch me about a bit, and invariably, you find bits where I go, oh, okay, I didn't realise that was as tight as it was until you sort of started stretching me about and all the rest of it. And it's great. I find, you know, you see me, I've fallen asleep on your couch. I have done. I've snored. I pretended not to because I think it's rude, and you always tell me not to worry. I've probably farted before. I lie on your couch. I unwind. I mentally relax. I physically relax. I feel a couple of inches taller by the end of it. I feel lighter on my toes, and I feel 10 years younger, is what I always say to people back in the office when I go back into the office. People that are sat at their desk going, I've got a bad back, and I go, basically, mate, Steve, you make you feel 10 years younger, but they don't listen to you, do they? But anyway, but that's another story.
Yeah, you can't force people to come along. They'll get there. They get there in the end.
They'll get there.
We'll keep nagging them. Cool, mate. Thanks for that. That's awesome. And if you could name like one thing, what's the one major thing you get out of coming for monthly sessions with me? What's your major number one?
Well, no, that's a challenge, Steve, because I think it's more than number one. But if you wanted the number one, well, if you wanted my number one would have to be that cheat stretch.
Yeah.
It would have to be that cheat stretch. So in the first lockdown, as you know, I couldn't see you as often. I spoke to you a few times because you kindly took a few calls off me, and you recommended a couple of stretches for me to do, and then I've continued to try to do some more Pilates. But so it's you shortcut that. You give me back time by me seeing you for an hour and a half a month and taking out, I don't know, 15 hours worth of stretching that I really probably should be doing as I won't tell you my age because obviously 21-year-old, no, I don't know what my age, but as a 40-something, bloke that just could do without doing stretching for 15 hours a month because he hasn't got time to do the yoga or the Pilates or whatever. And so you're my cheat.
Yeah, mate, love it. That's great. Absolutely bang on, mate. Cool. Hey, mate, thanks for jumping on and doing that for me today.
You're very welcome. You're very,
I
very
don't know
welcome.
when we're going to see each other. We're in lockdown 3 at the minute, so we might do a couple of Zoom sessions if need be. We'll see how it goes.
Absolutely. Nice one, Steve.
Cool. All right, boss. You take care of yourself.
Cheers. And you. Cheers. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.